Hey folks, you are tuned to the 109.5 K.E.L.I Radio. This will be the first video of many to talk about the themes, concepts and events from the Cryptids Zero universe. I aim to keep the series factual with as little speculation as possible, but due to the nature of the lore, it's unavoidable, so there will be another series to go over theories and such. If any new information on the topic is found or corrections are needed, they will be in the pinned comments below. There will be spoilers for Dock Season, Boneworks and Bonelab ahead, so click off now if you wish to avoid these. So now, with the formalities out of the way. Cryptids in real life are creatures shrouded in mystery. Creatures such as Bigfoot, the Flowers Monster, the Loch Ness Monster, etc. This is also true for the stress level 0 cryptids, seeing as we know very little about them currently, but what we do know is what they are and what they possibly want. In Bonelab's level, Big Anomaly A, through the keycard door there is a whiteboard called Cryptid Study. It tells us that cryptids, cold to the void, are similar in appearance to anomalous objects, they obey certain universal rules, they're manifestations of concepts, and that they are also hyper-conscious. What cryptids being hyper-conscious actually means is hard to tell, but we can fathom a very strong guess it'd have to do with the void. The void is a place where thoughts alter it, so a cryptid that's not only a manifestation of concept, but also a hyper-conscious being, if it were to get into the void, it could be very disastrous for not only the void, but also its inhabitants. I'll go into more detail on the void in its own separate video, but despite this, some cryptids seem to have the ability to alter their surroundings without entering the void. Case in point, the antagonist of Dock Season. The dog appears primarily in Dock Season. It is the cryptid of memory and it's also the one we know the most about, seeing as he's the antagonist of the game. When asking Alex Knoll, lowrider for the Stress Level 0 games, about this painting that was seemingly taken before the events of the game, but still had the dog in the window, responded with, "You're assuming the picture was unaltered by the cryptid's presence though. The picture and static things in the house changed multiple times throughout the game. The dog could have inserted itself into the image, implying alteration of memories." We can derive from this they can only alter their respective concepts. But not only is the dog an example of the alteration, it is also the only cryptid to have died so far as of writing this script. He dies at the end of Dock Season after the player defends the TV screen from being destroyed in the final level of the game, where the dog then breaks into David's house and rushes at the player with a previously stolen knife. But the player defends himself and defeats the dog, with him exploding into a mess of bloody pixels. His death also shows another statement from the Cryptid Study whiteboard that cryptids must obey certain universal rules. The player can defend himself using either the light gun, the katana, or the bat, and in the best man ending, the dog gets gunned down by a helicopter and presumably dies, but it should be noted that he does not explode into bloody pixels. So when it entered David's universe, the rules of that universe apply to it, and since he's also from the game itself, the light gun can defeat him too, as stated on a magazine found in Dock Season. You might be the victim of a digital nightmare. If you have a cursed game containing a digital cryptid or a virtually transmitted demon, protect yourself with knowledge. Video game demons must abide by the laws of the video game. Use the tools the game gives you to defeat your demon. It's really important to mention how the dog only becomes aggressive towards the player if he gets shot. If you avoid shooting him throughout the game, you'll get the peaceful Final Fiesta ending, but while doing so, the dog will still take the knife and stalk the player outside his window. When asking Alex about this, he said that the dog was trying to bait the player into shooting him. Why he wants to be shot is currently unknown, but the working theory is that it's a universal rule that he can't attack the player until he gets shot. But why he wants to attack the player is also currently unknown. There are two other confirmed cryptids in Dock Season, one of those being Nine and the other one being the monkey. We know more about Nine than the monkey, so I'll speak about them first. But before that, I'd like to mention that on the Cryptid Study whiteboard, it also says that cryptids communicate through dreams or memories. There is a dream sequence in Dock Season with primarily the dog, cat and monkey appearing in it, but nothing can really be derived from it. Maybe a future game will recontextualize it, but for now, there's nothing to really say about it. But now, it's time to talk about Nine. Nine is the cryptid of time, and you might have noticed that the title card said the cat instead of 9. and that's because the cat is the only cryptid to have a confirmed name. We call the others by what they are, like the dog is a dog and the monkey is the monkey, but the cat actually signs off as 9 in the Doc Season GGG room. You access the GGG room by throwing the Kid Wizard book at the GGG magazine found in the living room. After doing so, you will be tasked with a list of objectives you are implied you should complete, but upon doing so, a massive cat clock spawns behind the truck and 9 writes to you. Hello, little one. 30 years waiting for someone to open a gate, and finally these fools decide to use the Voidway. These fools, these fools, these fools! Well, thank you for helping with my rescue. I left you a gift, but you can't have it just yet. I'm adding some new hunting modes to your virtual bird hunt, and another surprise. But first, you must be patient. There are others and we must await their arrival. See you on the other side. 9. This message coincides with 3 other doors that appear: Boneworks, Dead FM, and Machine King. Since Boneworks has already released, it's been confirmed that the other 2 will be future games by Stress Level 0, but the most important door for now is Dead FM, since we see a trial of cat prints walking through that door, implying that 9 walks through it. The new mode that 9 adds is the zombie mode, where after defeating all the zombies, a UFO comes and picks you up. What the UFO means we've got no clue as of right now, but it does appear in 2 other places, one of them being on the cereal box in Doc Season, where it states that teleportation locations may include frights, which some may consider jump scares. Teleporting also increases the odds of a zombie attack. This obviously relates to the new mode that 9 adds, but the UFO also appears in the top of G11.4 in Bonelab, but nothing can really be derived from it there. And as for the others that are supposed to arrive, we've got absolutely no clue as to who these are. My gut tells me it's other cryptids, but there's no real evidence to support that. But here is when stuff gets even more messy, and that is because we are dealing with a trickster, that being the monkey. The monkey is the cryptid of trickery, and unsurprisingly, it is the cryptid that we know the least about, out of the ones we have interacted with anyway, or well, possibly interacted with. Wherever the monkey sock plushie appears, you can be certain that trickery is occurring, such as in the Doc Season Necronomicon room where it says that the accursed cryptid has finally been dealt with. Fear it no longer. Congratulations, Kid Wizard, you are the chosen one. Go now and rest, you have made it to the very end of the game. But that is a lie. It is not the very end of the game. There is still a room after this that you achieve by throwing the Necronomicon at the exit door behind the monkey plushie. Whether it's the monkey speaking to us directly, or whether it's there to hint at mischief is unknown. What makes this even more confusing is that the monkey card appears in the same room where IXI's message appears in the dull mode. Does this mean that his message is false? We do not know. Perhaps an ulterior motive is at play instead. This also occurs in the final room of Boneworks, where a dev manipulator that's needed to progress appears on a bed with a monkey next to it. But move that bed and behind it is a message from IXI saying, "You're welcome," but once again, we do not know the monkey's purpose, whether it's to warn us or to trick us. And the last thing we know about the monkey comes from the UFO cereal box, where it states that by participating in the UFO's serial teleport sweepstake, you agree to submit your soul as a transport vessel for the monkey entity. The ramifications of this are huge, but they haven't exactly been seen or felt as of right now. But the box itself is a trickster's bait, as said on the hidden text written by IXI on the back of the Cryptid Hunter magazine, that you can read by shining a flashlight onto it. Why we needed to take its bait is currently unknown, but will possibly be revealed in a future game. But now that we have talked about the most important cryptids at the time of writing this video, it is now time to talk about the others. Other cryptids are ones that we can speculate are cryptids, but we don't have confirmation about them. These ones are all listed on the back of G11.4 in this order: monkey, cat, dog, box, light, spider, hunt, eye, hydra. The last 4 are all capitalized. The reason as to why, we do not know. Perhaps it's to indicate we have not interacted with them, or it's how dangerous they are. Unfortunately, we can do nothing but speculate on the cryptids aside from the monkey, cat and dog. So, for that reason, I'll leave them out of this video and potentially dedicate an entirely separate video to it. But with that, We've covered all of the cryptids at the time of writing the script, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to 109.5 K.E.L.I Radio, and I hope we can see you in the next broadcast.